Boys.
Men.
You're right. Boys.
Yes.
He's my favorite. Well, he's one of my favorite all-time person, and as a friend and somebody in our profession. And I'm just gonna, I guess my aha moment when talking to him, I just continue to love the real talk that we share. And I can have, I could talk for hours with Eric about inappropriate PE practices, and just making sure that everything is standards aligned for that physical literacy, health literacy. So a lot of the same successes and challenges that Palm Beach County Schools has with Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools, our school districts are very similar in size and so forth. So how he, attacks working with principals to build those quality programs is so important. And, the conversation I had with him about how does one become a coordinator in central office, it does take, again, he said he's got his master's degree, educational leadership. It does take first become, a rock star in your school, grow your learning. A lot of times people say, oh, why do I need to get my master's degree? That won't help me. I learned so much with my master's degree and my doctoral degree. When people say that, oh, those degrees don't matter, they do. You learn about school operations, you learn about human resources, you learn about fiscal management. Those are all things that are very important for these roles. So those are my ahas. What you got, Keith?
So first of all, I want to start by saying this. Now you're starting to sound like a band that goes from town to town. You're our favorite guest. You're our favorite city. Yes, you say that after every little thing we had. No, it's hilarious. Thank you, Cleveland. You're the best. Tomorrow. Thank you, Buffalo. You guys are the best fans on tour so far. Right.
We're just lucky, you guys. The three of us know how lucky we are to be surrounded by some great people in our profession.
100%.
So I'm just grateful.
Absolutely. Now, ahas, every time we talk to Eric, we do learn something new and some new strategies. And the fact that was not something that ever really came to my mind was bringing the legal team out to talk to your teachers. That is huge. And I think we need to do that. And I know we'll do that going forward if we can, as long as they're available. We've done that with our grants department and have had great success with that because we have a great grants department. But bring in legal so that they can actually hear, the do's and don'ts from that side would be even more important. Because as a PE teacher, I think I would have loved to have heard that. It would help me understand the things and maybe change some of the things I do in the classroom so I don't have to be involved with legal. So that's a great aha right there.
So for me, it's kind of piggybacking off what Kim said earlier, but knowing and understanding what a standard aligned activity looks like, like what Eric was saying, like on social media, there's stuff out there, all over the place. But what you're looking at, do you know if it's quality and it's standard aligned type stuff that you want to teach your students? And then the other thing too is, we talk about this all the time as well. Like when a student walks into a gym, you want them to be wowed by the experience, by what they see. Right? Because it is an experience for these kids. It should be something that's totally unique, something different, something that's going to grab their attention from the moment they walk in, not only with the resources, but then with how you're presenting the material. So all that makes a huge difference.
I agree.
The music that you play, how you capture your voice and how you say things, how you get down on their level, all those theatrics make such a big difference of a quality and how you deliver that instruction to engage those students. And this is why, Keith and Andrew, you and the three of us, when our schools first opened, our gymnasiums were closed. They were not allowed to go to the gym. And we constantly said, for an elementary student to walk by an empty gymnasium while wearing a mask, while social distancing, while be behind a computer, and to be sitting in rows in their classroom. We had to go back to traditional 1950 practices in the classroom with desks in rows because of the pandemic. I can't wait for group, desks to be together again. But to walk by an empty gymnasium, That's like walking by an amusement park saying, sorry, you can't go in there. And this is why we advocated so hard to use those gymnasiums again. And thankfully they're open. But that is like if our kids only have PE once a week in elementary, and to not give you your all for those kids that get you once a week, I mean, they deserve it. It could be the best, day of their week. They should be waking up saying, yes, I've got PE today.
Well, you think about this, right? I mean, if you're a great PE teacher and those kids want to be in your classroom, right, that brightens their day. But at the same point, we can't forget that teachers are going through a tough time right now.
Yes.
And some of those kids brighten your day just as quick, because you think of the connections you made with kids. And I can think of so many kids that, as mad as I could be at something or having a bad day, they would come in and just talk to you, or you'd hear some funny clip, because kindergartners say some of the funniest things. And you can, and sometimes you have to cover yourself and go into the office because you know that what they said probably wasn't appropriate, but it was hilarious because it's coming out of a 6-year-old's mouth. You're like, this is why I do this job. This is hilarious. I need them as much as they need me.
Yeah, kids are funny. Well, men, boys, I'm out of pizza.
Sons.
I'm out of pizza. So next week we have another great guest, Ron Malm. I think we have for next week, guys.
We do. Are you going to tell him that he's your favorite at the end?
I know. I'm so lucky to have so many great friends. But honestly, this Pizza and PE podcast, what I love how it's evolving is we have different guests and we have a diverse group of people with different viewpoints and how physical education, health education, and physical activity impacts their school or school district. So that's our goal. Just a group of friends discussing PE and eating pizza.
That's my other favorite part is the fact that I'm plowing through pizza as we do this.
We're guaranteed to have pizza at least once a week. All right. Slice you later.
Yeah.